Greetings. My name is Tyler Adamy, and I'm the president of the Global Supply Chain Management Society at California State University, San Marcos. I'm going to take the next 10 minutes or so to try and reach two goals. First, and most importantly, I'm going to make sure that everyone in this classroom understands what global supply chain management is and what the option offers. My second goal is to ensure that each of you grasp just how important networking is and understand how being involved in a business society immensely increases your marketability and networking opportunities. Let's get started. Before we jump in, I have some questions. Do you know what your business major is going to be? Well, for those of you that think you know, all I ask is you consider this question. What do you want to do for the rest of your life? Do you want to be stuck in a box or doing the same type of work forever? Now I want you to answer my last question. What is supply chain management? Of course, I can't hear your answer, but ironically, this silence that I hear now is not much different than when I asked this question in the classroom. How can you know what major concentration you want to be if you don't know and understand all of your options? Hopefully we can clear this up over the next few minutes so that you can make an informed decision about your future. These are some of the common answers we get, and they're all correct. But these are just a few of the functions within supply chain management. As you will soon learn, there are so many different jobs that a supply chain manager can do and rotate throughout their career, and that's the best part, options. So what is the simple and clear way to define supply chain management? It is the management of all activities that must take place to get the right product to the right place at the right time. Now this sentence is deceiving because it sounds like one simple function. But broken down, this sentence contains hundreds of roles. We don't have time to break it down on every level, but let's take a minute to take a quick look at some of the functions within this sentence. Get the right products. I'm talking about from the beginning with getting the right raw materials from suppliers around the world, as well as getting the right finished good into a customer's hands. So how does it start? A company doesn't just start with an engineer's idea for a new product or a new design of an old product and invest a ton of money into starting the manufacturing process without consulting with its supply chain team. Once a design is approved, the engineers must consult with the supply chain managers to determine if the type of materials needed per their design can even be economically sourced, or if there are cheaper, more available materials that can be substituted. They also plan how much raw materials to purchase, which directly correlates with the number of finished goods that will be produced as a result of each batch of raw materials purchased, so that money isn't wasted on too much excess inventory of either. Then it is finding all of the sources for the raw materials that go into the manufacturing of the product, because if there is only one source of supply for a certain material, then that supplier has a high bargaining power and can pretty much charge whatever they want. Then there is analyzing your source options to ensure that you are getting the right quality to cost to time trade-off, because every company is different. When analyzing your source options, it is important to consider what your company values in a supplier. For example, a discount company like a dollar store will be more interested in lowering costs versus having high quality, while a luxury company like a diamond retailer will be more interested in having higher quality versus low cost. And in today's business environment where the phrase time is money has crossed cultural borders, reliability of sources to meet their negotiated agreements must be automatic. Finally, making sure that these sources are morally, ethically, and legally providing the materials is paramount, because if people found out that a company like Starbucks had coffee beans that were harvested using slave labor in third world countries, then they would lose a lot of money and spend a lot of money recovering if they even could. Getting the right product to the right place. But it is so much more than getting the right product to the right place in the most reliable, low cost, and most efficient manner. It is getting the right raw materials from the source to the facility where production occurs. Because without those materials, a ripple effect occurs that begins with the production halting and ends with a customer choosing another product because your company's product is out of stock. I'm not going to cover the production/manufacturing piece, but that contains a ton of supply chain management functions alone. Then there is getting the finished goods to the distribution center, wholesaler, or retailer. And finally, there is getting the product to the end user in the right market. Finding the right market is determined by marketing research, but more specifically, analyzing data. Before there was a supply chain degree program, other business majors filled these roles of data analysis, whether it be in financial data, market data, transportation data, etc. Do not be confused. Data analysis of any type in business is a supply chain function. So more and more marketing research positions are being filled by supply chain majors because deciphering this data can be easily done once it is harvested, organized, and displayed properly. The data doesn't lie. So we have to get the right product to the right place at the right time. In this regard, time can be expressed as the literal time of day promised, or time that the target market will respond best. It starts with getting the raw materials and getting them delivered on time as promised to the production facility, because production can't start without all the materials needed. Then it's getting the finished goods to the retailers on time as promised, because promotions and marketing campaigns need to be able to reliably inform the public when a product release will be. And then the time at which the market will respond best. Because from historical data, supply chain managers can advise sales and marketing teams when is the best time to release a product. So as you can see, supply chain managers play a vital role in every facet of business processes that are involved in receiving and filling a customer request with the goal of achieving a sustainable competitive advantage. Out of all of the functions I've left out for time's sake, there is one in particular that is worth mentioning: Kaizen. Kaizen, or the practice of continuous improvement, isn't as much a function as it is a way of life for a good supply chain manager. Now, no matter what role you hold within an organization that is supply chain related, you should always revisit your current processes to try to find ways to add value and eliminate waste. As you can see, the starting salary for supply chain management graduates is $60,000 a year, and that is in the top 10 of all undergraduate degree programs. As of 2015, research shows that across the United States, 76% of supply chain management graduates were offered jobs immediately upon graduation. Not to badmouth any other majors, but only 45% of general business administration majors were offered employment, and 46% of accounting majors were offered employment. Also, after less than 4 years of experience, the average supply chain manager role is $84,000 a year. Additionally, there will be as many as 270,000 unfilled supply chain related roles each year until 2020. Anyone planning on graduating before the year 2020? Think about that statistic. These are some of the companies that have a supply chain manager that sit on our school's supply chain management board. These are just some of the companies that are part of the board, and each of them offers internship and employment opportunities to our students first. What is an advisory board, you might ask? It's pretty much a group of high-level supply chain professionals that sit around the table twice a year and discuss what they want our students to learn and how they can help our graduates find employment upon graduation. Supply chain management degree programs across the United States are so young that we have so many scholarship opportunities that are offered strictly for our students that are studying that type of material. In addition to that, at California State University San Marcos, we have a ton of internship opportunities that are offered to our students first, as well as other opportunities. What other opportunities, might you ask? Well, we are the only undergraduate degree program in San Diego County that offers a supply chain management degree. Other universities may offer minors, but we are the only full degree program that has global supply chain management or supply chain management in any facet. So, why might this be a major you should consider? Probably the same reason that after 4 years of post-graduation work, the average salary for a supply chain manager is $84,000. That's 4 years after you graduate. Or because there'll be over 270,000 unfilled supply chain jobs each year over the next 5 years. Or simply because you don't want to be stuck in a box or doing the same role just at various levels for the rest of your career. With a supply chain management degree, you can work for any company in the world because every company has a supply chain. every single company. This is a relatively new degree program, and that's why so many students don't understand what it is. My favorite part about being a supply chain major is that in the world of supply chain, you can't fake it. You can't be stuck in a box doing the same thing. You become more versatile and more proficient with each move you make. You are naturally groomed for a chief executive position if you choose to go that route. In supply chain related roles, your performance, your output, is what sets you apart. The main goal of a supply chain manager is to increase efficiency while decreasing costs. And both of these goals are what every company is looking for, to improve the bottom line. Now to quickly cover the society and networking. Networking is huge. I mean, the career counselors came and gave us a resume building workshop at our first society meeting of the year, and all of the questions that were being asked got a somewhat clear answer, but almost always followed by this statistic. 70% of students that get jobs immediately after graduation get them through networking. So whatever major at whichever university you choose, I highly encourage you to join their business society and take advantage of the networking opportunities. We have society meetings every week throughout the semester where we provide food, we provide learning opportunities about both company environments as well as specific supply chain roles within them. But most importantly, we provide the opportunity to speak to professionals in this field across all industries about internship and employment opportunities. Most of the students that have been involved in our society since they have decided they wanted to be supply chain majors are stressed about internships and employment. But who isn't? But our students aren't stressed because they're trying to find just one opportunity. They're stressed because they have multiple to choose from and they don't want to pick the wrong company. I don't know about you, but I'd like to be stressed over which company to pick as opposed to being desperate and hoping that anyone offers me a job. So there's one thing that us global supply chain management students live by here at Cal State San Marcos, and that is to proceed as if success is inevitable. I'll leave you with that, and you can use any of the following information on the left-hand side to contact us, and we will get back to you with more information. Thank you.